Hello again. Well, we're back and we're going to talk a little bit more about composition, talk a little bit about proportional systems. Two of these proportional systems that we see here are historic proportional systems. The golden rectangle, which has been in use designing architecture and art since time of the Greeks in Athens. And the Japanese architecture system of two squares, bringing these two squares together and creating a proportional system of format. The golden rectangle is based on taking a square and applying the ratio of 0.618034 to that square. We can see here we have a square. This is 0.618034 of that square. And what happens is that we have what's this movement of whirling squares. Here, within the 0.618034, we can break that up into a square and 0.618034, and then on and on. This is a mathematical system that has actually helped to define and map the growth patterns in all organic matter. And we can see it can be expanded upon by adding 0.61834s to one or another side to extend out to what we almost see as a 16:9 ratio or panoramic style. Now these formats, of course, I'm showing them horizontally. We can also turn our camera vertically. This, of course, the horizontal format is a landscape format. If we take that same ratio and turn it vertical, we get a portrait format. And we often use those two different types of formats in the camera when we are composing shots. It's called portrait format, the vertical ratio system, aspect ratio that I showed you earlier, 4:3 or 3:2 or 16:9. We shoot portraits in that way because it operates with the verticality of the human figure. And of course, we shoot a lot of landscapes. Now, we can break those rules. We can move to squares. Remember, these are just guidelines for us. One thing I want to talk a little bit about shapes, and using shapes. We can think about how we use these shapes and in our designs. Simple or complex shapes. Please come on out here. Organic or geometric shapes. Now we can juxtapose these shapes together and add tension into a composition. Or we could stick with simple, geometric, organic, complexity, and mix and match these. We also think about positive and negative space, negative shape. If we take a photograph of an object, and let's say the object is a pear, placement within that picture plane, okay, creates a positive form of the pear, but also these negative shapes become very important to the structure of this composition. Where that pear is placed, how it is placed, the shape of it changes depending upon its placement and its proximity to the edge of the picture plane, or in our case, the edge of the viewfinder. Also, consider tension and weight. Pulling the rubber band and stretching it creates tension. And if we feel that, if we can actually photograph that type of tension, that adds some kind of tactile quality to a two-dimensional image. Or the weight of something pressing down. You know, the old barn board that has been sagging because of the weight of a beam. We can feel that tension in a photo depending upon how we compose the image that we're taking. So, think about, look at different systems, the Japanese architecture system. Of course, you can find out more about the golden rectangle or the golden mean or the Fibonacci sequence, which is a sequence of whole numbers that expresses the same thing as the golden rectangle. These proportional systems, along with the rule of thirds, along with all of these ideas of bringing the elements and principles of design in thinking about shapes, how we put our designs together. The use of color, texture can create very interesting, thought-provoking, and emotional and dramatic imagery for us as photographers. So try different things, get out there, use that camera, and we'll see you soon.